I was looking at just some numbers of concerts, public appearances. Drew, you're about 1,800 concerts, 7 countries. I think you even have a song that's written just about the traveling experience, describing just being away. How do you maintain balance as a couple?
Well, in the early years, we didn't. I mean, in the early years when Ellie was still touring with us, we were gone 200 days a year. But we were gone together, so we didn't have any children at the time.
Some of us call that vacation.
Yeah,
But,
Right.
not us. Yeah,
not you.
I mean, it was kind of this, road show where we'd get to the venue and Ellie would go set up merch, and the band and I would set up our stuff on stage, and I was booking all the travel, and there was just a very homegrown, very like kind of entrepreneurial, keep your head down and bust it out. And now, especially since Ellie left the band and has gone on to do her own thing, we've really found like a nice balance. There's just a practical element too, like when you're, I mean, as much as I love the music, I do love the business side of it. And you're building a business, and in the early years, you have to say yes to everything, because otherwise it sinks. And then you hit this breaking point where the invitations outweigh the opportunity. The time.
You can start saying no.
You can start saying no. And we've been able to slowly ease into that in the last 5 years, and that's a really, it's a much kind of sweeter place to be, because you're not worried about keeping your lights on. You're more thinking out of vision and an active pursuit of long-term goals as a family, as a husband and wife, as musicians, as songwriters, instead of just acting out of survival. And that's probably, but I still tour a lot. I still do 100 dates a year.
Do you really?
And part of that is I just love it, like being
How
on
much of that
stage.
is you're able to travel together?
A handful. It's less now with the babies.
Obviously.
I love. We both love being parents. It's been actually one of the biggest gifts to us. Is I think we've re-fallen in love with each other. For me, watching him be a dad, and so I love staying home with the kids, and I travel a good bit too. So I don't know.
She probably does like 40 to 50 shows a year.
Yeah, but practically speaking, every year we take a trip that we call the State of the Union trip, and it's usually around in January. And we just kind of look at the last year, because a friend of mine just said, the way we know our limitations is you extend beyond them. And it's what you do after you realize, okay, this was too much. Like, it's how you handle when you step over your boundaries, like redrawing the lines, the boundary lines.
So carving that time out to have those conversations every year, and look back and go, what should we have said no to that we didn't, and how can we do that better next year, or what do we want to do that we haven't been doing?